कितें म्हणले तुमी?
स्पंज करपाक स्पीकर सर.
नाही, ओशे शब्द बी आसा न्ही, ते काडून उडयात. बरोबर न्ही. गोंय पंचायत राज दुरुस्ती विधेयक 2023 पंचायत मंत्री विधेयक विचारांत घेवपाचो प्रस्ताव मांडचो.
Sir, I move that Bill number 7 of Goa Panchayati Raj Amendment Bill 2023 be taken into consideration.
प्रश्न असो आसा, विधेयक विचारांत घेवचें, जांकां तें मान्य आसा ताणें हय म्हणचें, जांकां मान्य ना ताणें ना म्हणचें. हय म्हणटाचें म्हणणें मान्य जालें, हय म्हणटाचें म्हणणें मान्य जालें. आं उलयता ते?
हय तर.
आं येस उलय उलय बाल उलय सांग.
बिल बिल.
येस येस
पयलीं उठनाका रे. स्पीकर सर,
ये
हे बिला बरोबर मागीर हावजान स्टेटमेंट ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स अँड रिझन सर्क्युलेट केला. सो सारकी समजणी सगळे आमचे मान्य मेंबरांनी घेवचे म्हूण. सो टू मेक इट व्हेरी क्लियर, बिकॉज ओरिजिनल प्रिंट केला तेजे ते मीन्स व्हेरी क्लियरली इट वॉज नॉट डिफायन्ड, दो एवरीथिंग वॉज डिफायन्ड. अंडरस्टूड न्ही?
येस.
जाल्यार वाचता. क्लॉज नंबर 1 ऑफ सेक्शन 47 of the Goa Panchayati Raj Act 1994, Goa Act number 14 deals with the executive powers and functions of the Secretary of Village Panchayat in connection with the issue of license for construction and occupancy. Section 68, 69, 70 and 71 of the Goa Panchayati Raj Act 1994 provides for obtaining of license permission to carry out any trade, business or any other commercial activity within the jurisdiction of the VP. Generally, all licenses, permissions are issued by VP Secretary in pursuance of the resolution passed by the Panchayat. However, the existing subclause 1 of Section 47 is ambiguous and it has not been specified as to who is the competent authority to issue license permission in respect of any trade, business, commercial activity. In the absence of clarity in subclause 1 of Section 47, the said powers are at times exercised by Sarpanch in terms of subclause 2 of Section 47A. By the proposed amendment to Section 47, the authority is specified in respect of provisions of issuance of license permission covered under the ambit of Section 68, 69, 70 and 71 to a single authority, that is Village Panchayat Secretary, in pursuance of the resolution of the Panchayat or pursuant to the order issued by the BDO or under deeming provision accrued by the applicant under Section 66, 68, 69, 70 and 71 of the Act. The existing provisions under 66(2) of the Goa Panchayati Raj Act 1994 makes it necessary for the applicant to file an appeal to the Deputy Director, which was a normal procedure, if the Panchayat does not within 30 days from the date of receipt of application determine whether such permission should be given or not and communicates its decision to the applicant. By the proposed amendment, the burden of filing an appeal to the Deputy Director is done away with. After 30 days of application, if the same has not been decided by the Panchayat, the power of the Panchayat to decide the same thereafter closes and the application shall be moved to the BDO by the Village Panchayat Secretary. The BDO shall thereafter assume the powers of the Panchayat and decide the application accordingly. The deeming provision in Section 66(2) is ambiguous. There is no clarity on how to proceed with the work on accrual of the deeming rights by the applicant. It also does not mention about payment of the construction license fee. There is also no mention of how to obtain the completion certificate and occupancy certificate. The existing provisions do not clarify the procedure for obtaining occupancy certificate on completion of the construction of the building. The proposed amendments provides for the same. The amendments proposed to Section 66(2) attempt to redress all these issues and are aimed at creating transparent and efficient machinery to streamline grant of construction licenses, occupancy certificates in pursuance of resolution of Panchayat or pursuant to the order issued by the BDO or under deeming provision accrued by the applicant under Section 66 of the Act. Further, subsection 2 of Section 68 of the Goa Panchayati Raj Act 1994 provides that the provisions of subsections 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 an explanation to Section 66 of the Act shall apply mutandis to Section 68(1), which deals with the permissions to construct or establish any factory, workshop or workplace. As the amendments proposed in this bill to Section 66(2) would bear relevance to subsection 2 of Section 68, the same is proposed to be amended to give effect to the provisions of the proposed amendments. Section 72(2) of the Goa Panchayati Raj Act 1994 makes it mandatory for the applicant to file an appeal to the director if a panchayat fails to grant a license under Section 69, 70 and 71 within 30 days from the date of communication of such order to the applicant. By the proposed amendment, it is proposed to ease the burden of the applicant, which is the common people, of filing an appeal before the director if the same has not been decided by the panchayat. By the proposed amendments, the application will be moved to the block development officer by the village panchayat secretary on completion of 30 days, and the block development officer shall thereafter assume the powers of the panchayat and decide the application accordingly. The amendments proposed to Section 72 attempt to redress all these issues and are aimed at creating transparent and efficient machinery to streamline the process of grant of permissions, licenses under Section 69, 70 and 71 in pursuance of resolution of panchayat or pursuant to the order issued by the BDO or under deeming provisions accrued by the applicant under Section 68, 69, 70 and 71 of the Act. The bill seeks to achieve the above objective. हे मुद्दम आहे स्टेटमेंट एंड ऑब्जेक्ट वाचला आणि डिटेल सांगला दाखोवपाक कशें आमी ट्रान्सपरन्सी हाडपा सोदता ते. आतां प्रोसिजर कितें आसलें, एक एकदां कोण पंचायती वयता कसलेंय काम आसूं दी, एक एप्लिकेशन करता, थोडे ते मिटींग हाडनासले, रेजोल्युशन घेनासले आनी देर वॉज नो रेमेडी. Remedy was there to go before deputy director, hearing date after date, podon. Deputy director, instead of grappling with the other work before them, your cases घेताले आणि यो केसीस घेऊन म्हजो जो रिलीफ एक एप्लिकंटा जाय, तुजो एक पंचायत मेंबर एगेन्स्ट आसले वा कोणा नाका जाल्यार जायना आसले. मीन्स देर वॉज नो ट्रान्सपेरन्सी इन द फंक्शनिंग. बाय ब्रिंगिंग अबाउट द अमेंडमेंट आमी सिंपल थिंग केला. जे डेप्युटी डायरेक्टर वयताले 30 दिसान तरी डिसायड जायना, सेक्रेटरी डिसायड जाय, पंचायत डिसायड, बॉडी डिसायड करना जाल्यार सेक्रेटरी BDO धाडटलो. BDO will see the merit. Within 30 days, BDO will decide and send it, and he will assume the powers and he will give the decision. जे deputy director करतालो ते BDO करता. So it is at a much lower level. It is devolution of power rather at a lower level. We are giving away the powers what higher authority was trying to exercise. And आम्ही काय बदल हाडूना. If you look at the Goa Panchayati Raj Act 1994, it is the same thing is there under 66(2). The same thing is there that it goes before the deputy director. If the panchayat does not within 30 days receipt of application determine whether such permission should be given or not and communicate the decision to the applicant may file an appeal before 30 days from the date of expiry of aforesaid period to the deputy director, who shall dispose of the same within 30 days of filing such an appeal. If the deputy director fails to dispose of the appeal within 30 days, such permission shall be deemed to have been given and the applicant may proceed to execute the work, but not so as to contravene any provisions of this act or any rules, bylaws made under this act. आता हे प्रोविजन हांव कित्याक हे मुद्दम वाचून दाखयला, हे ऑलरेडी आसले पूण इम्प्लिमेंट जायनासले. डीम प्रोविजन आसले, कशें इम्प्लिमेंट करपाचें, प्रॅक्टिकली कशें फोलपाचें, देर वॉज सम एम्बिग्युटी. वी हॅव सिम्प्लिफायड द होल थिंग सो दॅट द कॉमन मॅन जो पंचायती वयता, कितें एप्लिकेशन दिता, परमिशन जाता, सिम्प्लिफाय जालें. इतलेंच आमी केल्लें आसा बाय दीस अमेंडमेंट. वी विल सी हाव दीस थिंग वर्क्स एंड इन ड्यू कोर्स ऑफ टायम इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू वर्क इवन बेटर. This particular provision or amendments which we are bringing were very much necessary. Ultimately, we are going to go digital in the entire process of functioning. Khunche application panchayat yata amche dashboardar even we director of panchayat येवपा जाय की खंयचे दिसा खंयचे application येयला, कितले दीस उरले, कितें डिसिजन घेयला, आमकां ट्रान्सपेरंटली कळटलें. तें करतले जाल्यार हे अमेंडमेंट हाडपाची सारकी गरज आसा म्हणून हो अमेंडमेंट हाडलेलो आसा. भायर सूचना सजेशन येयले. ऑफकोर्स you will not move an amendment, but in due course of time I will make the correction, because ultimately I want to bring transparency, Speaker Sir, in the functioning of the panchayats and see that things move faster in terms of development, in terms of permission, in terms of the functioning of the panchayats itself.
Speaker Sir, the purpose of getting this amendment, the Minister has explained, the focus is on transparency and efficiency. He wants to create a transparent and efficient mechanism to streamline the process of grant of permissions, licenses and occupancy certificates. Speaker Sir, it appears the Minister is trying to infer that the panchayats delay in making decisions on applications, which is why this amendment is sought to be brought. If so, there is a time-bound Delivery Services Act. Why that act is unable to address this issue? Why we have to have a separate act to ensure that services like construction licenses are provided on time? Has the government done any study to identify the reason for the delay? Are the applications not being put up in the meeting? Does it take time to inspect? Are files kept on hold for seeking bribes? If they are, how does the government know that the BDO will process the application in 30 days? BDOs are also overloaded with work. The act could be useful if there are hundreds of cases where applications are delayed. Common man, as the Minister tried to say. But to tackle these hundreds of cases, can the BDO have time? Does the government have time to appoint additional BDOs? Or will the BDO give licenses sitting in the office without a site visit? Speaker Sir, it must be noted that TCP only looks into building regulations within the plot. Panchayat is responsible for checking whether water paths are not blocked. Public utilities are available. Constructions like mega projects do not become a burden on the village. This is why village panchayats have a say in granting and rejecting applications. Speaker Sir, for certain projects like lodging, restaurants, hotels, deliberation in the village becomes and site visits become important. Speaker Sir, it is better that all these issues with the project are addressed in the panchayat and Gram Sabha rather than license be granted, work starts, money invested, and then panchayat revokes the license. It would cause a loss to the investor. Issue of transparency, I think, is related to the manner in which the government fights corruption. If villages are not transparent, if they take bribes, then is the government saying that BDOs are transparent and they won't take bribes? Speaker Sir, if there is corruption and you want transparency, the bill, according to me, makes the process more opaque, not transparent. At least in panchayat, people will know which punch member is doing what is he seeking. And once file goes to the BDO, the Gram Sabha members will know what is going on. The issue is very clear that the government does not want to fight corruption against the punch members, including order of probe, impose fines of thousands of rupees on the panchayat, and money is given to the applicants who are suffering. Once punch members face action, automatically files will be approved on time. Recourse to action available within available laws, within the existing laws. There is no need of this amendment. This amendment will kill governance at the local self-government body, which I agree with the Honorable Opposition Leader. It was a historic amendment, the constitutional amendment, 73rd constitutional amendment, which is sought to be murdered by bringing this type of amendments here in the House.
Speaker Sir, wait, let me reply. Waiting. Oh, he has asked so many questions. No, listen, I will answer you. I will answer you. Okay. Speaker Sir, the first thing is the Honorable Member Shri Vijay Sardesai has not tried to understand. I have purposely, on purpose, given a very detailed statement of objects and reason. And I have also read what was previously there. What was the previous procedure? 66(2). If permission is not granted or application is not considered, the first case is to give direction to issue the particular permission. So it was I would say, he had to hire a lawyer, the common applicant. He had to waste his time going alongside the BDO. So rather we are simplifying the thing. Where is the question of government trying to usurp the powers? Already the provision was very much there, operating in the same manner. Only the authority was the deputy director. Deputy director has other. There is no question of usurping powers. And what he is trying to tell is that we are trying to take this take. Nothing is altered whatsoever. We are absolutely within the Panchayati Raj Act, absolutely within the parameters what we were already functioning under the Panchayati sections, whatever are there. Nothing is being altered. Please go through it carefully. That is what I want to mention to him.
Sir, I am standing to oppose the government's bill number 7 of 2023, bill to amend the Panchayat Raj Act to empower the secretary further. This bill proposes to further empower the Panchayat secretary and the BDO to take decisions. The Panchayat Raj Act embodies the 73rd constitutional amendment, and the Panchayat is a unit of self-government. The executive cannot be granted powers by usurping the powers of the government. The proposal under the bill to give powers to the secretary and the BDO to decide matters related to village development are unconstitutional. For example, the amendment of section 66 to allow BDO to decide whether construction permissions can be granted or not is grossly unlawful and untenable. Since the BDO is in no position to decide on this matter, which involves village development, unsustainability, local issues, and other rights of local communities, including access, grazing, cultivation, water resources, and environment. My second point is, the past amendments of the panchayats are all unconstitutional, and the bill should be restoring the powers of the panchayat rather than further diluting them. All construction proposals must be first reviewed by the panchayats for sustainability and feasibility, not the TCP, which is only a technical body. Similarly, past amendments empowering the executive, like the secretary or BDO, at the cost of local government and democracy, must be dropped through suitable amendments. I would like to produce this in the floor of the House, and as I oppose this,
something new from what Honorable Sri Vijay Sardesai has said.
Answer once and for all at the end, no?
No, that's why I'm saying no. I purposely want to see who is making some new point. Simple thing it is, the same thing
now
from
let us
Deputy
listen to our
Director is
Honorable
moving
Advocate.
to this, to the BDO. And
Advocate.
where there is question of usurping of power or removing the power, which act change केला किती बदल आणला दाखवय मरे.
Advocate Kaldas, please start.
जे सरपंच
Honorable
असलं ते
Speaker.
आम्ही काढला.
you want me
आणि
to
काढून-
reply, I'm going to reply. If you're questioning me,
oppose
then I've
this
already
amendment.
given, because
Honorable-
village matters
honorable-
BDO is a very
honorable
lower level
Honorable
bureaucrat.
member, there is a member on his feet already, please.
I oppose this amendment. The earlier provision provided, as the Honourable Minister correctly said, that if an application under Section 66 was not decided within 30 days, an appeal would lie to the Deputy Director. Now, you are not only providing that same forum of appeal, but the forum is made a BDO. To the BDO, that means you are now depriving the Panchayat of taking any action once that file goes out. This danger is because no Panchayat can take decisions